Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com here with match number 3 with playing on a budget. Green-white Hexproof. Yes, we'd like to go first. Awkward hand. Very awkward hand. No Hexproof, guys. Ethereal Armor, Unflinching Courage, though. No, we'd not like to mulligan this. Boon Satyr could get us there. Again, the 4 lands is so iffy, because if we draw into another land, we are pretty much in bad shape. But that will allow us to bestow on a Boon Satyr. I mean, the best thing I can draw into is an Archer. And, of course, worst thing I can draw into is another land. So it's another Boon Satyr, which is okay. It's not the greatest draw. I mean, these are something you want to hook up onto a big creature. So, okay, Mountain and a Sacred Foundry. See if an Ash Zealot comes out here. It's just an Eidolon of greatness. And that's actually really good versus my Boon Satyr. Hey, look at that. I'm going to take some damage here. Now I get a Gladecover Scout, but we will hook it up. So, Gladecover Scout, taking 2. Ethereal Armor, taking 2. Pretty good card for the Island of Greatness. But I'm thinking this is burn, and our Unflinching Courage is just going to wreck him. And then Boon Satyr's after that. So I can take some damage here. See if a Phoenix comes out. Okay, so this is actually just going to be the Devotion list. So a little bit more scary than Burn, because Burn does incremental damage. It does damage like every turn, like 4, 2, 4, 4, 4, 3. You know. And then what Mono Devotion does is they try to do like one massive turn kill. So if he goes like Burning Tremissary, Fanatic of Mogus, I'm taking some insane damage here. But it's, yep, so here's Burning Tree. The thing is, though, these Eidolons are going to hit him as well. So, and he is on a pretty significant clock with the Unflinching Courages. But he's going to be able to generate 4 mana here with the Burning Tree. So I wonder if Fanatic of Mogus is going to come out. And we might have to play defensively if that's the case. But next turn, I mean, we're going to be hitting in for 5. And no, he doesn't have anything. So he's in, yeah, he's in very terrible shape. That means he needs another land to be able to cast anything, because he could have generated, I mean, what could he have in his hand that he can't generate for 5 mana? Wonder if it's like a lot of Chain of the Rocks. So what we draw into, a Witchstalker, that is fine, but it's just going to be an Unflinching Courage. And yes, I take some more damage. But 5 lifelink, yeah, that's pretty huge. Especially with his Eidolon. And now we'd want to hit that land, but we don't have to. So that's a good thing. We are in the driver's seat because any draw is not a dead draw. Fiendslayer Paladin's great. Another Ethereal Armor's great. Another Unflinching Courage great. Trollhide's great. Anything I draw into is not a dead draw. So, I mean, Frostburn, or not Frostburn Weird, a dragon come out here, and a dragon could be a little bit scary. Because we're going to be taking 4 at least and going down to 14. It's going to be a Boros Reckoner, so he's going to take damage here again. And that's an okay draw. But the good thing about Trample is I only have to do 3 damage to the Boros Reckoner. And he's taking some more damage with the Frostburn Weird. Now, why didn't he play those last turn, though? I don't understand that. I don't understand why. Because he played the 2 for Burning Tree. He would have been able to generate 4, so he could have been able to do a Boros Reckoner. Now he decides not to attack him with anything. I can Banishing Light his Boros Reckoner. Move my guy up to a 6/6, and then he is unable to kill it. Or, yeah, that's the right play. That is absolutely the right play. So, Banishing Light, take another 2, puts my guy up to a 6/6. On the Reckoner, and now it's going to be very hard for him to come back from this. As you got to think he's got to throw something under eventually. No, he's not going to because he needs the mana. He needs the mana to go like an all-out dragon. I mean, that's not going to do much. I actually prefer that block. Because I get to still do damage to him and get rid of Devotion. And these Devotion decks are very key, especially Boros Devotion. Boros Devotion is the most dependent on its Devotion. Mono Blue is a little bit dependent on its Devotion. I mean, yeah, but it's still okay to cast like a Master of Waves for 3. I mean, that's what's so good about Master of Waves. He's incredibly good even if you just cast him for 1. But I mean, if you have like even a Frostburn Weird on the field or a Cloudfin Raptor, you're getting tons of value out of him and putting incredible pressure on your opponent. This, however, they need to generate tons of mana for like stringing Fanatic of Moguses. See, this Hammer Perforos is going to hit him, and pretty much he's dead. Especially since he didn't have another land. He won't be able to block enough. So again, what the deck tries to do, Hammer Perforos, tons of Fanatic Moguses. I don't know what else is in his deck. Wonder if he's running the Phoenixes. A lot of them run the Phoenixes with Hammer Perforos because it gives your opponent bad options, either 5/5 haste or a 3/3 haster that recurs. And yeah, I don't think he can actually absorb enough damage if I draw into... Well, didn't draw into another enchantment, so he's still good. But he's really just delaying the inevitable because he has no way to interact with my guy. And he can't cast anything. Well, he just takes 4 anyway. He messed up big time. So that's game. He had to block with it. What's he going to show me? He's going to show me Chain of the Rock, Museum Orders, Nightthos. Yeah, that's why people play Hexproof, because you can't interact. So anyway, we are going to bring in the Fiendslayer Paladins. They can get chained, but that's fine with me. I'm also going to bring in the Gift of Orzhovas. Ajani's Presence could come in versus the Museum Orders, but it's unnecessary. And Holy Mantle I don't believe we need in this too, but I think Ordeal of Heliod is actually not a bad card. I think it's better than the Selesnya Charms, but still Ordeal of Heliod might just get cut. The good thing is it does get us above the Museum Orders overload. So I'm thinking I'm going to take out a Trollhide, and maybe Trollhides didn't deserve to be mainboarded. I think Trollhide and Gift of Orzhova are things you switch in and out. And yeah, just 2 Trollhides are fine. I'm going to take out. And maybe I take this last Trollhide out as well for the Holy Mantle. So I'm going to submit this, see how well it works. I took out the Selesnya Charms, so there really isn't anything good that we can do with them in this match. I cannot hit their dragons as protection from white. So everything else is like a 4/2. They don't pump their stuff up. Boros Reckoner's a 3/3. Everything in their entire list is kind of dead to the best value, the exiling that the Selesnya Charm allows you to do. Now this is pretty much one of the better draws. Again, no dead draws because another land takes us towards a Boon Satyr. We have the Ethereal Armor, which is by far the best card in our deck. And we have the Gladecover Scout. So no, I'd not select a mulligan. The thing is, though, if he does have Amazing Mortars, we need to get them out of range. So I'm not going to overextend. In fact, I might not even just put an Ethereal Armor second turn. I might just go Gladecover Scout and Temple Garden on second turn, depending on if I am a little bit leery of Museum Mortars, since Museum Mortars does not target. And their deck doesn't have a first turn play, so that is definitely very expected that it's going to come into play tapped. Now, Ordeal of Heliod, that's a pretty sweet card because that actually changes things a lot. Because if we can get that hooked up to the Gladecover Scout, he's going to be out of range from the Museum Mortars with just 1 attack after the Ethereal Armor, or 2 attacks actually, excuse me. So depending, Museum Mortars cost 6 mana, depending on how fast he can actually get out a Devotion here. So we need to watch out for Burning Trees. Let's give me an Ash Cell. Let's see if he attacks in with it. So next turn, so if he drops a Nightthos Shrine of Nyx, Burning Trees, he still won't have enough mana to generate it. I do believe I'm going to be above the 5/5 or the 4/4 for Museum Mortars within a couple turns. So looking very good. We've got a nice little recovery hand too. If he does get rid of the Gladecover Scout, we have a Boon Satyr and a Tower Archer to play backup. And any other subsequent enchantments are going to be fine. I am liking this Ordeal of Heliod. The CV attacks in. No, he doesn't. So he's going to play it safe. There is a Guildgate. We're going to take 2 damage here. And I believe it is going to be Ethereal Armor on our Scout. And then the next turn, because we're not going to be attacking in, so we might as well just go like this, pass the turn. Wear Terror is actually a pretty tricky card to play around as well. So if he leaves mana open, I've got to keep that in mind. So again, worst case scenario is Nightthos Shrine of Nyx comes out here and a Burning Tree. And let this guy go through. Nothing. He's stuck on land. So I do have to worry about Wear Tear again, but not too much you can do. We'll save this Banishing Light for something relevant. So the Selesnya Guildgate can just come out here. And we can throw an Ordeal of Heliod on our guy. It puts him up to a 3/3. And he's still far away from that Museum Mortars. And again, we have no dead draws. We draw into a land. It's Boon Satyr food, or mana to put out the Boon Satyr. And if we draw anything else, of course, it's relevant. So worst draws are Gladecover Scouts at this point. So, anywho, attacking with this, it gets a counter. And he's now down to a 16. So he's got to try to race us. But with the Banishing Light, being able to take care of like a Boros Reckoner, I don't believe that is going to be feasible. Now, I don't have Trample at this point, so he can just start chump blocking with a lot of stuff. But if he misses this land drop, it's just over, and I feel for him. But it is what it is. I mean, this is a terrible matchup for Red Devotion. The good news about Red Devotion is it can get its God draws. It's kind of like the Mono Blue matchup. That I do think that we are in a better position than them, like favored. But as you saw with the Mono Blue matchup, they can just spit out. There is ways that, like, Wear Tear is kind of like their Cyclonic Rift. It's even better. And they still can flood the board with a ton of devotion and just do that insane amount of damage. And what we really are dependent on drawing is one of these life gains. But, I mean, he's so far behind now. One more attack gets me the Ordeal of Heliod to trigger off. I am going to take out his devotion, just in case he's got... And I doubt he has a Burning Tree, though. I think he just drew that Frostburn Weird, is what it is. He could be stuck with a lot of just junk in his hand. Either he cannot cast either 3 mana, or, I mean, if he kept in, like, Mizzy Mortars and the... I don't know why you would ever keep in the Chain of the Rocks. I'm sure that got sided out. But his deck doesn't have a lot of things that he could side in. I have seen a lot of sideboards use, like, Boros Charm and Anger of the Gods. But at this point, I'm already above Anger of Gods, and Anger of Gods hurts him a lot, even if he were able to kill off the Scout. But, I mean, next turn, I'm most likely just going to Banishing Light the Frostburn Weird. Or the Ash Zealot. Probably the Frostburn Weird. I do believe that Frostburn Weird is more powerful at this point. It chump blocks. It has the ability to dish out more damage, and it chump blocks the trample damage if I do get a trample a little bit better. So I do draw into that Plains. We're just going to go ahead and do that. I think that that's the right play, Banishing Light here. He's so far behind. My guy's up to a 6/6. He's 1 attack into gaining 10 life. And then we got the Boon Satyr next turn as well. So this match is all but over. And next turn we have Lethal on board with the Boon Satyr flashing in. Yep, there we go. He missed his land drop again. So again, not a very good matchup there with him getting kind of stuck on those mana there. But you saw the first game when he had those Mizzy Mortars and the Chain of the Rocks stuck in his hand. That's exactly why you play Hexproof. There's so many decks that just get completely destroyed by having dead cards, dead creature removal in their hand, and no way to deal with your Hexproof guys. It's been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.